The 15 scariest players in football history. Football is a beautiful game, but some players make it a scary game. These players could make you mistake football for a combat sport. Sadly, they are some of your favorites. From the dude with the record for the fastest yellow card in a football match to a player who just took another out without going for the ball. These are the 15 scariest players in football history. First in this video is a player who had a reputation for putting his body on the line in games. We'll see who he is in a moment, but in the meantime, kindly smash the like and share buttons. Also, please subscribe to this channel if you're new here. 15. Terry Butcher. If you know absolutely nothing about Terry Butcher, his name might still scare you. Butcher might not be one of the most talented players you've ever seen. However, dude got so committed he didn't mind losing some blood just because he wanted to give his best for his team. If you think Butcher is in this video because of his rough tackles and tough style of play, you're wrong. You see, Butcher sustained an injury to his head during a match between Sweden and England. Guess what? He didn't walk out of the match. Rather, he took a rest, got the wound stitched, and came back into the game. Dude could have been dorsal, but that wasn't what he did. He was busy throughout the match, heading the ball when needed until he got drenched in blood. Although he had a smile on his face, the dude looked like a character from a horror movie. Trust me, this appearance is scarier than getting tackled by a rough defender. Butcher got cut on his head, but this next player, nicknamed Razor, had a reputation for doing the cutting.
He was in the bar and he was singing songs and beer and all that sort of thing. We had a fantastic time.
14. Neil Ruddock. If you like Pepe as a hard tackler, you obviously have no idea who Neil Ruddock is. This man was several players' worst nightmare. He played for Liverpool, and during this period, he did things players in matches without officials wouldn't dare. Neil broke Peter Beardsley's jaw. Sadly, he wasn't satisfied with this. He also fractured another player's legs. How he did this is a story for another day. But Neil wasn't even remorseful. The least he could say was that he had no intentions of fracturing both legs. So dude really came out to fracture one leg. If this isn't scary, I don't know what is. Neil Ruddock probably didn't win lots of trophies. However, being a hard man doesn't stop you from being a baller or winning trophies, because Sergio Ramos won lots of them.
So, Rob, I mean, starting to see the 1 point clear. I think what's happened, Man City.
13. Sergio Ramos. Trophies are not the only reward. Isn't scary just because of his cute face. You might want to ask Liverpool's Mo Salah what he thinks of Ramos. Dude's encounter with Ramos left him with a dislocated shoulder, and he definitely did not want to hang around Ramos for anything, even if it's just a little training session. As a Madrid player, Ramos terrorized many players, but he didn't do it alone. He had Pepe as his partner in crime.
Es magnífica y dentro del campo pues también se puede ver, ¿no? Que al final para ganar hace falta.
The player's career, and it wasn't a mistake. He lunged in at Holland with a premeditated horrible tackle and did not apologize, even when it was clear Holland couldn't play football anymore. Roy Keane was basically trying to get back at Holland for what happened 4 years prior. He didn't go for the ball, he just took the player out. The next player didn't need to hold a grudge before releasing fire and fury. Number 9. Ibrahimovic. You see, you do not need to be a defensive-minded player to scare opponents. Even attackers can be scary, and Zlatan is proof of this. The Scandinavian will always be considered one of the best players of his generation, and one of the most aggressive too. He once got into a fight with his teammate in training, kicked one in the chest, and slapped another. But he is not the only scary Scandinavian. Number 8. Peter Schmeichel. Standing at 6 feet and 4 inches, Peter doesn't need to do anything to be scary. His body size alone will scare opponents. But not everyone needs to be big to be scary. 7. Oliver Kahn. Considered one of the best goalkeepers of all time, Oliver Kahn had a reputation as a real hard man. He had a reputation for not smiling and would stop at nothing to intimidate opponents. He was seen yelling and cursing several times, but this next player didn't need to yell and curse for people to be scared of him. His build was all he needed. Number 6. Jab Stam. Stam was known for his hard tackles and uncompromising style, and this made him a terror to attackers. As much as Stam got beaten a couple of times by attackers, it was actually rare to see attackers trying to get through his team's defense via his wing. If there are some criteria for a player to be seen as scary, Stam met them all. He was big, strong, and would do anything to keep players from getting past him.
I would like to take initiative to go in and to attack, but also come back as quick as he can, to defend as well. And he's a great person as well.
Number 5, Marco Materazzi. You probably remember Materazzi best as the player who got head-butted by Zidane. With this, it is easy to see him as a victim, but the truth is the Italian wasn't actually a victim. You see, he knew how to get on people's nerves. This might not seem as dangerous as a hard tackle. However, it could make players get sent off. Well, if this doesn't make him scary, his imposing and physical style of play surely made several attackers stay far from him. Your favorite forward perhaps never encountered him. Well, Shevchenko knows a thing or two about how hard Materazzi was. 4. Andoni Goicoechea. Not many football fans from this generation know who Antonio Goicoechea is, but the man is nicknamed the Butcher of Bilbao because of what he did to Diego Maradona. Dude is associated with the most ferocious tackle seen in a football match, and the victim of this tackle is a man who is considered the best footballer of his generation. After tearing Maradona's ligament, Andoni took things to the next level. He decided to frame the boots he wore in this match. Well, Andoni might be more than scary. He might be a little wicked, and he might have inspired a couple of players. Gattuso is one of them. 3. Gennaro Gattuso. Gattuso had no business being classy and just did not seem interested in finesse. Dude was only keen on playing dirty football, and it appeared he learned to play dirty football while at the Scottish Rangers. Gattuso wasn't skilled, and you couldn't practice your tricks around him. CR7 knows this too well. Gattuso might have been a blast, but he didn't go to jail for his actions on the pitch. This next player took being scary to the next level. He went to jail for his action on the pitch. 2. Duncan Ferguson. Ferguson once went to jail for 3 months for headbutting an opponent. He headbutted Wraith Rovers' John McStay in a match between the Victims Club and Rangers. Well, if you think this action made him scary, you surely do not know this man. Dude attacked 2 robbers who broke into his home. One ended up spending 3 days in the hospital. 1. Vinnie Jones. So, we saved the worst for last. Jones is a blend of all the things that made other players in this video scary. Dude once got a yellow card in a match after just 3 seconds. Alright, think about this for a moment. The referee blows the whistle and he commits a foul almost immediately. If there is one player who makes football like a combat sport, Vinnie is that man. Well, that's how much we can take in this video. Who do you consider the scariest player ever? Kindly let us know in the comments section below. Do well to watch the next video, but not before subscribing to this channel if you haven't done so.